Okay, test, test, test. Unscripted, unrehearsed, raw, unedited, and you're in the Power Minute live here with Kirk and Snuggles going live. Look at Snuggles. Snuggles is your power animal today. If you don't have one, that's right. She's looking at the angels. She's healing the people with the Shakti and the love. I just have my meditation. My name's Kirk, and I'm a spiritual, supernatural, mystical, and magical shaman. Okay, today I had meditation. I got the fire on, the fire of desire, Shakti Namaste. Okay, so I'm ready to just have a talk live on Facebook. I'm in the gratitude, okay? How to get unstuck, okay? I specialize in one thing, how to get unstuck. And people are always like, Kirk, I want to spend time with the shaman. I want to be in the shaman. I want to get unstuck. Well, finally, the technology is lined up so I can come on here and give you a free shaman healing with my shaman helper and answer your questions about being unstuck, getting unstuck, thoughts, feelings, and actions. Okay, Snuggles, I think you did your part for the day, okay? Respect and protect, Animals are not here for your entertainment or abuse. They're here for your love and respect and to be protected by humans, okay? All right, Snuggles, go ahead. All right, let's get started. My name's Kirk, Shakti Namaste. What are we going to do first, okay? Here's some things to remember. Turn the fire back on, okay? A lot of times when people are stuck, it's because their fire went out. I call it the pilot light. A lot of times in the shamanic sense, like if you go to a psychotherapist, and please don't be misled into thinking I'm telling you not to go to a regular conventional therapist. I'm not. Having said that, I had a lot of shitty therapists that did not help me. And you know what? They made me. Because they were so shitty, they just kept me stuck. I kept walking through the door and paying the money and the travel time and the time to make the money, and they never really said anything to get me unstuck, ever. And I was in the trench, and the water's coming up, and I can't breathe, and I'm like, help me, and they're just like, well, you know, we're going to give you medication. And then keep coming back, and, you know, it's $125 an hour. Okay? Unacceptable, in my opinion, and bullshit. So I fired all those bitches, and I just met the inner demon and said, look, you're going to have to pull yourself out of this yourself. And I stayed stuck for like the next 7 years. Yep, just staring out the window every day like, how did I get here? So if that's you, guess what? The next 5 years after that, I figured out the language, the knowledge, and the wisdom and what's going to work to get my clients unstuck. I started taking clients. I started pulling people out of the trench. I don't care how you got in the trench. See, that's where the big mistake is made. Why? Why did I get here? How did I get here? I don't care how you got here, and I don't care why you got in the trench. I'm just going to pull you out of the trench, okay, which is what my therapist really did not do. What I was looking for was a wise person, okay? I wasn't looking so much for a psychotherapist as a sage, a wise person. Give me the clarity. Give me sane feedback. Suggest some thoughts, feelings, or actions. New thoughts, new feelings, new actions. How do you get them? I didn't know. So, first of all, actual fire. Here we go, okay? So when a person comes to me, I don't say, you know, where's this person messed up? like they're messed up, and how'd you get messed up, and why'd you get messed up, and, you know, it's your mommy's fault because mommy's drunk. Guess what? Mommy's going to stay drunk, okay? I don't care. Mommy's going to be drunk for the rest of her life, and mommy's never going to be able to get you unstuck if mommy's drunk, all right? Shakti, Shakti, namaste, okay? I know a lot of my clients have those issues. A lot of people have those issues. I would dare say, guess what? Everybody's got those issues. There's compounded transgenetic, transgenerational patterns of dysfunction. So how do we break it and walk away and get unblocked, unlocked, and unstuck? Topic of today. Focus, focus, focus. Here's what I suggest. You know, people come to me and they're like, Kirk, I can't afford $300 an hour. Well, you're getting me for free right here. I tithe out at least 20 hours of every week to talk to people free, to put out free videos and free content. And I do a TV show as well every week for the last 14 years where anybody can call me and talk to me and tell me their situation. Every Monday night, 11:30 p.m., New York City Standard Time, you can call me. Write this number down, 212-245-7273. That's the number of my studio where I go out live stream and I will talk to anybody. So I pray, I meditate, and I get into the daily spiritual practice. So if you're having the same old thoughts, feelings, and actions, guess what? Yeah, let's keep it really simple. I need some new thoughts. I need some new feelings. I need some new actions. Okay, so your daily spiritual practice can be, the clipboard. I'm a huge clipboard person. Okay, see, this is my clipboard. I suggest you get a clipboard. Yeah, an old-fashioned clipboard. Because you can see it, you can hold it, you can put it in your space and look at it all day long at your desk. And guess what? It gets in there. It gets in there. It really does get in there. Here's one of the things I look at all day long. Manifest, attract anything you desire, okay? If you never heard of it, it's called the law of attraction. You want a new reality? Then let's get you a new reality. A new reality you're going to get through new thoughts, new feelings, and new actions. Here's your exercise for the day. You're going to get a piece of paper and get your clipboard or your notebook. Okay? And then you're going to draw a line in the middle. And you're going to write old story, walking out of. New story, walking into. I like to watch all these weird Matrix videos and things like that. You know, it's all a dream and it's a computer simulation, and some of the world's foremost hyper supernatural spiritual metaphysical healers say that we're in a dream. Except you got to remember that I need another pillow. Sorry. You got to remember that they've been saying it's a dream even before the computer was invented. The Buddha said it was a dream. The old India mystics, they said it was a dream. It's called Maya. It's called an illusion. And you have to be able to see beyond the illusion and walk yourself out. I'm a guide, okay? I can remember you. I remember. I'm a rememberer. I remind people. I help them to remember to wake up. I help you to remember that you're a spiritual being. You're a being with a soul that has a body instead of the other way around. The world teaches you, now here's the illusion part. The world teaches you you're just a body looking for a soul. Wrong. We all know that's wrong now. And you've heard the cheesy slogan, motto, we're spiritual beings having a spiritual awakening. We're spiritual beings in the material world. Oh, Shakti, Shakti, Shakti. Yoga stretch, okay? Let the love in, let the shit out. Okay, here's my thing about the disconnection and to get unstuck. So if you were a client of mine, this would basically be one of our first prep sessions. You're going to have to reset and recalibrate your reality. You're going to have to replace some of the thoughts, feelings, and actions that you're having. So replace and replenish and recalibrate. Well, okay, I keep having these feelings, and then they make me have these thoughts, and then I want to get high. It's a psychotic merry-go-round. So at some point, you got to stop the behavior and stop the chemical. If it's a chemical addiction, if it's alcoholism, you got to stop the behavior first. So if you can't do that, I can motivate you and inspire you, willing to be willing. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So how are we going to get you unstuck? Wanting to get unstuck is part of getting unstuck. I really want to get unstuck. A lot of times, in the beginning, I didn't even know I could get unstuck. I was kind of hopeless, and I was like, I just stare out the window all day like, I'm hopeless. Okay. I was, like 20 years clean and sober at that point. And so my stuckness was, I'm 20 years sober and I got this. I'm staring out the window. All right, so the fire's on. I didn't know how to replace and replenish and recalibrate. I didn't know how to choose and commit. But anyways, back to the Matrix and the weird simulation, and everything is a dream and you're in a collective dream. Here's what they say. They're kind of like, if you watch like Dolores Cannon, they're like supposedly anything out that window doesn't exist, and it's just like a grid in the Matrix, like a computer simulation. It doesn't exist. That's what they say. Dolores Cannon says it. A lot of people say it. So I try to look out the window really fast, like, is it there? Is it not there? Is it there? Are you here? They say you're not in the room. The room is actually inside of you. So in theory, in this very abstract, high concept way, everything that you need in this construct is inside of you. So I'm like, great. All this money that I, need and want to pay my rent every month and every week and all this stuff, your aura is now being smudged. I'm smudging your aura, okay? You're going to get a smudging too. Shakti, namaste. Demons go away. Technically, there is no such thing as a demon. It's an aberration of a thought pattern and a disowned fragment. But that's like off topic. But anyways, so here's your smudging. Enlightenment, Shakti, is a state of peace and wholeness and being light. In any event. So I'm saying the stuff. Here's an exercise. I'm not going to be on here forever or go on forever. One of the exercises, and a first primary exercise that I can give you to visualize getting unstuck. How do I get the new thoughts, feelings, and actions? Sometimes you're just point blank and have to fake it until you can make it. What's the feeling that you want to have? You want to have joy and wonder? Fake your way into it. Bungle your way into it. If your habit energy is, I'm hopeless, you might have started saying that somewhere along the line because it was getting your energetic needs met. You know what I mean? Like usually people get a certain voice or they say something or they do something to get their needs met. But then it's kind of like building a wall to, feel safe, to keep all the parasites and the devils out. But at some point, now the wall, it turns on you. And so, as in the case of drugs and alcohol, the pain reliever, it was relieving pain. Now it's the pain giver. And so now what do? It's turning on me. You know, whatever was working is now working against me. So you build this huge wall, but now you realize the wall is keeping all these people out and you're alone with this huge wall and you're totally disconnected. So being stuck is a really severe disconnection. And it's basically replaying all this old shit where you're a victim and you're stuck there in that groove. For any of you that remember what a record is, an actual vinyl record, sometimes the needle on the record would just get stuck and it would just keep playing the same lyrics over and over. And that's basically the essence of being stuck. And so you have to get rid of the old tape, the old groove, and pick the needle up. And that's you choosing a new thought, a new action, a new feeling. So you have to practice the feeling that you want. How do I do that? Well, my feelings are just my feelings. Nobody is born hopeless, okay, with hopeless feelings. We arrive at that conclusion and then we judge ourselves full of shame and pain, and it didn't work out, and I didn't get it, and, you know, I don't even remember what I wanted. I just know I didn't get it. Okay, so here's a question. The thing that you desire, how many minutes or hours are you spending practicing that vibration? So I want to be in the vibration of feeling like I have enough. That's a great thing. Okay, so that's what everybody wants. In the world of materialism, we want to feel like we're not in a constant survival, a constant deficit, a constant debt, a constant dis-ease, right? We want to feel like we have enough. So there's joy, there's abundance, there's connection, there's community, and happiness. There's a feeling of flow. And the stuckness is the exact opposite of all that. Well, guess what? First of all, you're not alone. Because basically, if you watch the news and you even watch, I'm in New York City, you watch our government, the government works on deficit. How can you run a government in a country and supposedly like a business, and it's a couple of $1 trillion in debt? And then you look at yourself and you look at your credit cards and you're like, oh, I'm in debt. It's awful. It's terrible. Okay, well, the world runs on despair and deficit and debt. So you're surrounded by it. You know what I mean? So it really takes like a real hardcore conviction to be like, all right, I'm going to have a new thought, a new feeling, a new action, okay? Once again, if you just joined us, I'm the shaman that gets people unstuck. Okay, so that is basically one of my specialties. Sometimes, and it's not always that simple. I mean, sometimes it is a past life thing. It is. Sometimes it's a past life where, yeah, we got to release this past life, an old energetic belief system, an old energetic pattern, or maybe your family is like transgenerational, cross-DNA, transgenerational stuckness on certain things. Hey, some families are great with the money. They're totally great with the money, but when it comes to their abundance of joy and happiness or feelings of security, they don't have it. So as a shaman, when a person comes to me, instead of like a psychotherapist, like I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, the psychotherapist is going to say, let's find out what's wrong with you. And then they never really offer any suggestion. They basically tell you, well, you have mental illness and it's just going to get worse the rest of your life. Okay, to me, that's bullshit and it's unacceptable and it shows no accountability. Okay, there's another financial term, accountability, being accountable. So, you know, what do we do? How do we walk out of it? How do we get out of it? How do we get unstuck? Well, tell me the vibration of the thing that you want. Now you just got to fake your way, bumble your way into that vibration and practice that vibration. So I want to be in the energy of having enough. I want to be in the energy of the flow, the incoming, the outgoing. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You know, basically, a lot of the stuff I say is what maybe 20 years of bad psychotherapists should have said to me. You're not broken. You'll get out of it. We'll figure it out together. You have connection and community. And when I went to these therapists, they really just further instilled that I was stuck. I wasn't going to get out of it, and I was disconnected, and there really was no hope. And you just have to go to the end, and there's really like no action you can take, and there's no new thought, and there's no new reality. You know, the reality is going to get worse. And so basically, as creative beings, they kind of almost use the actual reality that we're creative beings against you. You know what I mean? So I never had a therapist say, there's hope, Kirk. You'll get out of it. We'll figure it out together, and I'll support you while you find your voice and your way and your new reality. Never said it. Nope, didn't. So practice the vibration of the energy. If you're practicing the vibration of hope and happiness all day long, eventually that will become your habit energy. Okay, so you have to pay attention to the habit energy. You know, the energy you usually pick up in the morning, that's your habit energy. The energy that meets you at the side of the bed, that's your habit energy. And trust me, what meets me at the side of the bed is not good. I got to go and meditate first. It's worth it. Hey, meditating for 1 hour and then I get, 3 hours of sanity and happiness. Okay, sure. I didn't expect this. I thought you just wake up happy and in the abundance with a whole new reality. Now, there is another aspect, like I said. We can release some past lives. You might have some past life things. That's a shamanic healing. But when a person comes to me, I don't say, what's wrong with you? Let's find out what's wrong with you. Because it's a shame-based judgment. And so it creates a shame spiral. And then that just like perpetuates the psychotic acting out merry-go-round. I'm never going to get out of it. Now I'm toxifying with chemicals. And I guess I'll just watch TV for another day. Guess what? Same shit, different color. So the new thought, the new feeling, the new reality, the new vibration. So like I said, you get your daily spiritual practice and you try to get your divine intelligence and you write down, here's the old story. This is what I'm walking out of. Here's the new story. This is what I'm going toward. Eventually, you're going to retrain your mind. If you keep paying attention, you will retrain your mind. So you stop the behavior and you replace it with something. So if a person comes to me in a shamanic sense, I don't say, what's wrong with you? I say, let's find out where you lost your power. Shakti. That was a huge, huge revelation to me. Let's find out where you lost your power, and we're going to get you your power back. You know, a lot of times people come to me in something called the dark night of the soul, and it's the darkest before the dawn. I always get people, that come to me in the dark night of the soul, and I'm like, hey, I know the dark night of the soul. It's like a walk through the park. I'm going to turn the light on. I'm going to turn your pilot light back on. Okay? So hopeless is not in my vocabulary. So I specialize in those types of very, very low bottom people that have just given up on everything. And I'm like, I love those people. Those are my favorite people. Those are my favorite people because hopeless is not in my vocabulary. And that's why I don't have any judgment, because my therapist had all this judgment and then they just made it worse. You can't give people love if you're busy judging them. So I'm going to wrap it up. This is how to get unstuck and another way to get unstuck. A healing is a process. Enlightenment is a process. And once you start to look at it as a process, it's not an all or nothing. It's a process. Different issues, different feelings, different thoughts, different. it's this whole process, okay? So this whole like, oh, I went to a guru and then I had total enlightenment. And now I'm enlightened for the rest of my life. Yay, and I got that out of the way. It doesn't work like that. You get the sanity that you work for on a daily basis. So weeds and seeds, I try to tell my clients, think of your life and your mind like a garden. A garden is always going to have weeds. It's always going to have bugs. Always. Always, always, always. So we're going to pull the weeds, and then we're going to plant the seeds. Pull the weeds, plant the seeds. We're going to plant the seeds. If you go over to YouTube and you watch the spiritual idea about the bamboo, if you plant bamboo and you have to water it and give it loving care and till the soil and feed it love, light, and sunshine for almost 5 years, before the bamboo ever even grows this much. But after that 5 years, it grows this much, then the next day it grows this much. So what's the point? The spiritual parable of the bamboo is that it grows this way first, okay? So you get these really hardcore, very strong roots in the soil, and that you can't see it. So the roots are going under the ground, under the ground, under the ground, and they're digging in very strong and powerful in the bottom, under the ground, because once the thing hits pay dirt, then it's going to start growing like 10, 20, 30 feet a week. And pretty soon it's so high you can't even see it. It's just like way 100% up there. And all bamboo forest. But it takes over 5 years. So if at any time you stop watering it during the 5 years, guess what? It's going to die. So to get unstuck is a process. Time takes time. Time, anything that you want to do takes time, patience, money, and energy. Time, patience, money, and energy. It really does. And if you don't want to give those things, you're not going to get like that awesome garden of peace and love and light that you're going for. So my daily update on getting unstuck, if you want to go over to my profile page, you'll never get unstuck by hanging around people that are stuck and blocked. And this applies to, I know we have somebody that I bought a painting from watching right now, Doug, who's an awesome painter, and I love the painting. Look, it's right there. And I want to buy another painting. You know, artists and alcoholics and addicts, we have an extra scoop of being stuck. You know, the world does not, it only celebrates a certain type of artist. It does not celebrate creativity in general. In fact, it actually will shame you for the creativity. It'll shame you for trying to find the creative voice. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's only after you're dead, quote unquote, that you ever even get acknowledged, like in the case of Van Gogh or somebody like that. I think, and his family was art dealers. Van Gogh's family was a bunch of art dealers, and he only sold 2 paintings his whole life, and one was to his brother, Theo. So bear that in mind. It's a matter of perspective. And we're all very thankful for Van Gogh, and his stuff is awesome and magical and beautiful, and he healed the world. So even though he had like a ridiculously painful, hard life. So getting unstuck, you have to be willing to walk away from the people, places, and things that have an investment in keeping you stuck. So you'll never get unstuck by hanging around people that are stuck and blocked. Every attempt at getting unstuck will be met with disdain and pain. And, you know, people like the victim bond. Having said another way, misery loves company. And so if you want to be miserable, keep talking to misery right over there. You know, call your friend up. Here's all my problems. And I have all these special problems. And these special problems are never going to go away because I'm special and I have special problems. Okay, you're not, with that voice will create the entire toxic universe that you're trying to get out of. So stop trying to pick that voice up and that habit energy. When you use that voice, then the old habit energy of stuckness will come back, and then it just creates that whole universe throughout the day. So you got to project forward. You create a new reality with your voice. I am. I'm in the energy of vibration. I'm in the energy of elation. I'm in the energy of the joy. I'm in the creativity. I'm in the receptive energy vibration to receive all the money, all the love, all the whatever you're looking for. So, being stuck is a severe state of disconnection. So, going to wrap it up in a minute. Here's an exercise. What I do with a first-time client in the first couple of sessions in the first month, we do the exercise where, I try to talk to them and say, imagine in your mind that a river, all these stones and logs fall in the river, and the river is full of vitality and energy, but logs fall and rocks fall, and they block up the river, and so the river starts backing up. The river starts backing up upstream, and all of a sudden, everything downstream is dying now. Everything that was being fed by the water in the river and all the animals, now all that downstream is dying. Everything upstream is dying from toxic energy because it's stagnant. Being stuck is like being stagnant. It's stagnation, and stagnation eventually dies and kills everything. Okay, so the new energy is the life, and the stagnation, disconnection is the death. So what you're going to do is you're going to imagine to move the trees, to move the rocks in your mind, and start allowing the water to flow again inside of you. So the water represents the spiritual power and the spiritual energy. So the visualization as an exercise, once again, there's no immediate, in the minute, complete and absolute healing fix. It's a process. So you might have to do this visualization. You really want to get unstuck? Practice it for 10 minutes every day for 40 days. Get your journal and write it down. Day 1, this is what I feel. It doesn't have to take longer than 10 minutes. Daily spiritual practice of 10 minutes will get you unstuck. Bare minimum 40 days. You can't do it less than 40 days. So most people do not have the spiritual discipline to do something 40 days in a row. They just don't. That's why I'm here, to get you the motivation and the inspiration to continue. So yeah, there's my shameless plug. Hire me. Because what's it worth to get your soul and your fire back? I bet you'd pay $100,000 if you thought you were going to get your soul and your fire back, right? You know what I mean? And they're like, I don't want to spend $200 an hour. You don't want to spend $200 an hour to compensate me for 30 years of thinking about this stuff and streamlining my voice. So, in 45 minutes, I can give you the exercise. Boom. It's going to get better. It's going to get this much better every day, and we're going to build on that. We're going to get you a new foundation for reality, Shakti. So, we need you to reconnect, because the real essence of being unstuck, which is in the flow, receive, believe, give out, give out, receive, accept, and give out. The essence of that is connection and community. So you want to heal the world. 90% of the world's problems can be cured by reconnection and community. Okay? The world's a terrifying place. There's no two ways about it. But, to disconnect and to cut off because, it's too painful. I get a lot of clients that are empaths, and they're like, I can't stand what's happening to the animals of the planet, and I'm too sensitive and I can't stand it, and I'm just disconnecting. Okay, well, what is the disconnection getting you? It's disconnection leads to death. There's just no other way. First it's psychic death, then it's spiritual death. And yep, it's only a matter of time. You might be buried 35 years later, but you ever wonder why we're so fascinated by zombies? That's why. Yeah, because, disconnection leads to death. Eventually, ultimately, because there's no energy and you need new energy. That's a point of a reality in the material world. You need new energy coming in. So if you truly want to get unstuck, you'll have to walk away from the people, the places, and the things that have an investment in holding you and keeping you stuck. But ponder that being stuck really is the essence of being alone, because it's a disconnection. So you're hanging out with these people and you're all in your, we're stuck and but you're still in a group where you're victim bonding. So you still feel alone, and it's not really a true connection. A true connection is being with people and being open and, discussing solutions, not really just nursing your old problems and creating the old universe that, where you're a victim. So we're going to try and take you from a victim to a victor. Shakti. Yeah, that took 20 years to get that saying. So even though you're surrounded by people that are stuck and may feel the pull to victim bond with them because you want community with them, you're still alone in that group. Okay, so you truly need to just walk away from the people that are blocked. Point of fact, if you're surrounded by people that are blocked and stuck, you'll stay stuck. They have an investment in psychic bondage, spiritual bondage. It makes them feel special or something where, we're all stuck and we're all victims and we're the smart people and the world's not listening to bullshit. Then go out and, tell everybody. Go on Facebook and give us the knowledge then. Okay? Community is the answer. Community is the answer to at least 75% of the entire world's problems. There you go. Okay, so you need to walk away from people that are blocked because they will keep you blocked. And if you're surrounded by miserable, blocked people, you will never get unstuck. You will not. Unless you get so absolutely sick of it, boom, you bottom out finally. And there you go. You got to walk away from them. And at some point, you got to leave people in their own pothole. You know what I mean? At some point, you just have to say, you're in a pothole and I don't want to be in a pothole. So dynamic people that are really clearing out and moving the energies do not have a lot of time to hang out and nurse all their woes and problems. So if you have the motivation to listen, but you don't have the ability or capacity to act, then that's the essence of being stuck. My name is Kirk, and I specialize in getting people unstuck, okay? So, no, I didn't heal your entire life, but I gave you some good stuff, and I dropped some knowledge, and I gave you some wisdom of me working with people for over 20 years to get me unstuck and get them unstuck. So I can promise I'll make your life better. So find out where you lost your power. Now you know what your homework is. Find out where you lost your fire. Now you know what your homework is. Hey, guess what? That's half the battle. Now I know what I have to do. Even if I don't do it, that just knowing what you need to do is the seed that is going to plant, the bamboo. It's weeds and seeds. So it might take 10 years before the seed gets planted, but, the flower to come up and finally hit pay dirt again. Even things grow in the desert with no, all sun and no water. Stuff still grows. So if you want to know more about what I do, kirkspiritual.com. If you want over 500 hours, 500 hours I put stuff out there. Because in the beginning, when I was doing this over 14 years ago, I really was totally hopeless. And I just said, they told me, well, fake it till you can make it. If you don't have something and you really want it, just practice giving it to people. And eventually, you will get it. So I was totally hopeless. So I had this TV show, and I was just like, I'm going to just go and give out hope to people. Here's your hope. Here's hope. And I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. And you can see it, you know, even when I started making YouTube vids, I had no idea what I was doing. I'm just going to give out hope. Hey, hope. I'm going to think about hope. I'm going to talk about hope. Now I, you know, am like a $300 an hour shaman giving out hope. Okay, it did. They were right. If you want something from somebody, give it to them first. So there you go. There's your, that would really basically be like, you know, what I just did here. If you watched all the way through, that would be, you know, basically, oh, hi, Holly. Good to see you. That would be one session with me. It's just like this. You know, I don't throw the fastballs at a new client that much. But most of my clients are really, really smart. I mean, the clients I have, they're geniuses. They just don't know certain things. And, like, it is my own personal joy to watch people, like, take the ball and run with it and go, like, thank you, thank you. I'm free. I'm free of this. I'm free of that. So my name's Kirk. I'm giving you the fire, the knowledge, the wisdom. And I'm a shaman, and I assist people getting unstuck. It's been my honor to be in the healing circle today. You got your fire turned back on, the fire of desire. You got your aura cleansed. And that's it for the healing circle. So the solution to all the world's problems really is community. And once you really have honest, authentic connection again, the willingness to connect, it, you know, life's complicated. Let's face it. It's complicated. It's frustrating. But, you know, just let the energy, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Shut. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. And check me out on YouTube. My name's Kirk Kerber, and I have social media profiles just about anywhere you can imagine. So check me out, and we'll see you in the Cyber Temple of Love. Shakti Namaste. Go and have the best day of your life. Thank you for listening.